No respect. Hey Poodles, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Makeup Mood. If you're new here, you're going to hear some sirens, and if not, you already know what's T-Sync. So today I'm going to be showing you guys this extra AF makeup look for Christmas. Yes, if you're going to be opening presents around family, it's very much giving the Beyonce of the family. It's giving I am the present. Y'all should be happy that my presence is even here. So before you go downstairs, sis, we got to get the glam together. So that's what we doing today. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this look. So I'm going to start by brushing my brow hairs in place and how I want them to basically look, you know, when I fill them in. Like, it needs to be giving that, but with product. So my brow hairs look a little crazy right now, but that's okay. Just brush them in place. You know, you might gotta comb over the top if the brow hairs are too long, but just brush them in place. Perfect. And fill my brow in. Now this pencil I really like. It's from Max Lux Studios. She's a the person who owns this brand, she's a makeup artist and YouTuber too. And I've seen a lot of other artists using this pencil, so I bought some and I really like them. The pencil is like super thin, so you can't, it's kind of hard to mess up your brows with this product. Like, sis, if you still messing up, that is yours. So I'm just following my natural brow shape and just kind of lightly filling in those sparse areas. And then when I get to the front, I just want to just lightly, with the lightest touch, okay, don't do too much in the front, but the lightest touch, just brush that product over. Okay, and then you want to do like hair-like strokes, like just flick them up and just create those hair-like strokes in the front, so it's not giving boxy, you know, it's not giving that, it's not 2006 sweetie. All right, so now I'm just going to take some MAC concealer in NC45, and I only want to put that like on my brow bone, but when I get to the front of the brow, I want to use a shade closer to my skin tone. I was about to say something smart. But yeah, so I'm just gonna just carve out my brow. And you want to take your time with this because you want it to be perfect. Don't feel like you have to rush to carve out your brow or to do any part of your makeup. You will get there when you get there. So yeah. And then once you get it, you know, carved how you want it, you want to blend that down. And you want to make sure that your concealer, sorry, people keep writing me, but you want to make sure your concealer is coated evenly. I can't even think of how I want to say this, but you just want to make sure that it's like evenly distributed under your brow, okay? So when you blend it, make sure it doesn't look patchy. You don't want that. And then when you get to the front of the brow, I typically just use like my foundation color in the front, just because I don't want it to look like a floating brow on my face. Like, I just want it to look really nice. You see that? And natural. You want it to look nice and natural. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, let's get started on these eyes. So if you know, you know, I'm going to prime my lid with Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. That is like my go-to, my all-time favorite eye primer, and it's definitely beginner friendly because it's not super wet and sticky like some eye primers, and it also doesn't dry fast, so it allows you time to blend out your eyeshadow. So I'm just taking one of my Real Techniques eye brushes, and I'm just going to pat that on my eyelid. Okay, you want to cover the whole eyelid because that's where we're putting product. I'm not being rough. You just want to just push that product in until it's nice and smooth. You don't want no cracks. You don't want no creasing, none of that. Just, you know, push that in. And then I'll just go in with the brush that I basically blended my concealer out with underneath my brow, and I'm just blending that into the crease as well so that it's just one blank canvas. And you want to make sure you blend out the edges. I don't care where the edge is, blend it out, because however you leave it is how it's going to dry, and it's going to be hell trying to fix it. So make sure you blend it all the way out. So you should have a nice little blank little canvas like that. Okay? And I don't even know how to blink, but I just did, so give me my props. Okay, y'all, so for this eye look, I am going to be going in with Jackie Aina's palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to take an old, what is this, BH Cosmetics brush from the It's My Ray Ray collection. And I'm going to go in with the ginger as my transition color in my crease, okay? So I'm just basically taking a blending brush, and we just want to put that in that crease. And you basically just want to build it up to your desired taste. Now when you blending your transition color, you want to stay away from your brow bone. You don't really want to get any color there, so you just want to stay right in that crease, just to add that definition back into your eyelid. Alright, so once we blend that in, I'm in the same palette, and I'm going to use that color Credit, and I'm going to put that right in the crease. So you just want to, I want to build that up because I want it to be dark enough to see when I cut my crease. And again, you want to make sure you only blend in that color in your crease. Like, you don't want to get it too high up because it's going to look crazy. So from what I see, I don't know if the camera is like really picking up on this color, and I hope it is. If not, I'm sorry guys. But now I'm about to cut my crease. So guys, I'm about to cut my crease, and I'm going to use my P. Louise base this time. I think this is shade, I don't know, I squeezed them out into my little pan, so sorry, I don't know what shade it is, but it is the P. Louise base. And you want to make sure you use a super flat brush, okay? And I'm just going to cut my crease. So I'm just stamping it on. Not really too worried about it being super perfect right this second. I just kind of want to stamp the shape that I want to do. I don't want to do a full cut. I'm just doing like a half. So now that I got an idea, I want to straighten that line, and I just stamp it. You want to stamp it. You don't have to drag, just stamp it. And it'll give you that perfect cut crease. And then when you get to the end, you just kind of just want to whisk it. I don't really know what other words to use, but you just want to just whisk it, because what we're going to do is just go back in with that brown shade and whisk it inward. So basically what I'm doing is making sure my crease is like super perfect, and then when I get to the end, I just want to just lightly I don't know what other words to use, just whisk the end outward. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a clean brush, a clean regular C-shaped eyeshadow brush, and I just want to just press that product in, because you don't want this product to be too wet when you're laying down your eyeshadow. And again, I'm just still frisking the end so there's no harsh lines. You see that? Okay. And you just want to press that in. You don't want it to be too wet, just a little tacky, okay? And now what I'm going to do is take my Morphe brush in M514, And again, I'm going back with credit. And I just want to just put that right on the edge. And I'm being super light with my touch, okay? And then for my lid, I'm going to go in with the color Sponsor, and I'm just going to press that in. Like so. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to use this MAC eyeshadow. It's called Stars and Rockets. I use this for everything, okay? I'm obsessed with this shadow. I hope they didn't discontinue it, because MAC is famous for discontinuing their best products. But I just want to put that right there, just to give it, you know, a little iridescence, a little extra flavor. You can really leave it like this. This is actually really pretty. Okay. Now, before I do my glitters, I do my liner first, because if not, it can be giving a clumpy mess. So I'm just going to use some black liner and do that first before I add the pizzazz. And I want a pretty thick liner, so we're gonna raise Miss Mama's up, okay? Okay, so I went on ahead and did my other eye off camera. Now, you can keep it cute with this, add your lash and call it a day, but it's not giving that, okay? We're gonna add some chunky glitter on top of that. Now, the reason why I use this shade of eyeshadow is because the glitter we're using has like a green and a blue-ish kind of shade, and I don't want to use a lot of chunky glitter. So you know, when you're using chunky glitters, you just want to make sure that whatever color you use underneath kind of still peeks through. But anyway, I'm going to use Glow Up Cosmetics in the shade Ari. These glitters are all so pretty, okay? I used this actual glitter on a client, and I was like, oh sis, I'm going to have to use this for myself. And I'm gonna use some midnight glitter. This stuff is so cheap. Don't buy them $10 glitters, whatever. Why can't I get this open? Hold on.
A few moments later.
But yeah, don't be buying them expensive glitter glues. This stuff was so, I've had this for a while. And it's so cheap. It's a big bottle, it's so cheap, and it will last you a very long time. So I'm just going to put some of that on my lid where I want the glitter to show. Okay. And I actually bought the what do you call this? Girl, I don't know what they call this brush, but I got it from Glow Up Cosmetics as well. It's a couple of bucks, you know. This helps put the glitter on. So what I'm doing now is just positioning some of the glitter where I want it to go. And I'm being real gentle with this as well. You don't have to have a heavy hand to get the look off, sis. And then I'm going to take a little bit of J. La Rue Cosmetics. Well, I can't get nothing open today. And this is a pigment in the shade White Gold. It's so pretty, goes good with any look. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that in the inner corner. Just to give it a little more sparkle. And see what that does is just set off that Stars and Rockets that we put on. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to add a little mascara and then put a lash on. But let me do the other eye real quick, sis. Be right back. Alright, so my skincare is already done. It was already done before I started the video. But I am going to prime my skin with some Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is tea, honey. You can apply it. Actually, you know what? They have the liquid kind, and the liquid kind is like much easier to work with. But I used it all. So I'm just going to use a Real Technique brush to just put this all over my face. Now, what I love about this is that it does what it says. Silk canvas. Like, you know, when you prime your skin, you're basically prepping your canvas, which is your face. And this really gives you that smooth finish. Like, it really helps the foundation like look freaking flawless. Okay. All right, now we're looking a little ashy, but that's okay. So for foundation, I know y'all gonna be like, oh, I don't like that. Mac be breaking me out, but Mac ain't never did nothing to me. Actually, they did, and I'ma hold that story for another video. I just thought about it, but I'm still a MAC girl at heart, so I am gonna use my MAC Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NC50, because you know every black girl is NC50. No shade, no tea. So just put a little bit of that on the back of my hand, because you know MAC be trying to upcharge the girls and make you buy a pump, and it's not giving that. Sis, I can pump that foundation right on the back of my hand. Okay. So look at that, flawless, flawless. MAC ain't never did nothing to me. Okay, but they did. I'm gonna get to that story next video. Probably not next video, because I kind of got my videos planned out, but I'm gonna give y'all the tea of how the girls be hating. It just need to hit no there. But yeah, you see how flawless my skin looks? Now, I already have pretty good skin, but that Silk Canvas, honey, if you don't have that, you might want to pause this video and go put it in your cart on Sephora. Boom. That's all I gotta say is boom. Now notice, guys, I'm pushing this foundation into the skin. I'm now wiping. I'm tapping it right on in, and it's giving me that flawless finish. A lot of y'all be complaining about your foundation just don't look, you know, professionally done, or just doesn't look as smooth. You know, I've had a lot of clients say that to me, and I'm like, oh, let me see how you, let me see what your wrist giving, and it be giving, no, don't do that, sis. Push that product in, and it's going to give you more of a skin-like finish. All right, for concealer, I'm going to use Born This Way in the shade Butterscotch. I'm running low on this, but I still love this concealer. It's really up there with Tarte Shape Tape, and I, you know, gave y'all that tea before too. But this concealer, like, you get a lot of concealer for your coin, and the finish is just so pretty. But I'm just gonna take a brush and just kind of blend that underneath the eye. This also is gonna give you a skin-like finish. You could use a beauty blender, but you know what's crazy? Lately I've been finding myself not using my beauty blender. I don't even know where they at, and I have a whole bunch of them, but I haven't been using them lately. I just been back to all brush work. And it may look like I'm being rough, but you see how like the back of the brush is in my hand. This is going to help give you that super light touch point, so that you're not being too rough. Like, you want everything to just look like seamless and just blended. Like, you want to be given filter when you in public. Like, you want to be given a walk-in Instagram filter or Snapchat filter. And it's really all on your blend work, in my opinion. I kind of like to let my concealer sit a little bit, but so I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. But that's okay. It can still sit. It's still a little wet. But let me just blend out the edges. And that's another thing, like, y'all gonna always hear me say blend out them edges, because baby, if you don't blend them edges out and your concealer or whatever dries down, it's gonna look crazy no matter how much you try to blend it after it's dry. Like, once it's dry, it's a wrap. And I'm not gonna like contour my nose or like do too much on my nose because my nose is already small. Okay, she's already small. What I'm doing now is just, again, just tapping the edges in. This brush is the brush that I use to put my foundation on. It's no product on there, probably like a little teeny bit, but I didn't put more product on there. I'm just blending that out so that, again, everything looks seamless. Now, although I don't really want to like contour my nose, I do want to add some definition back into my nose, but I'm going to wait till I get to the powders to do so because... Nah, do I want to be extra? Nah, I'm gonna wait for the powders. For contour, I am using the Black Opal foundation stick. This is in the shade... I feel like I be talking too fast. This is in the shade Black Walnut. And again, I'm using the brush to apply. So, just taking some off. And actually, I'm gonna tap some off on my hand. And just kind of create a natural contour. And when doing so, you kind of want to pay attention to the top of your ear. Sorry, my damn camera cut off. But when you're doing your contour, pay attention to the top of your ear. You kind of just want to make that be your guide as to where you want to place that product. So again, like, just having an eye for it. I'm looking at the top of my ear and I'm just placing that product on my natural, on that bone right there. And then I just want to add some definition back to my forehead because, you know, we naturally just be darker up there. So just so that everything could just look cohesive and seamless, just add a little there. And that's it. Now, I could do a little bit on my nose. I'm gonna just do a little bit. Why not? So I'm just gonna take a smaller brush. This is another Real Techniques eye brush. I'm just taking a little, and I want to start from my brow and just put some definition back into my small little nose. See how it's not giving the girls too much, but it's giving you enough, you know, so you know it's there. And I'm just gonna go back in with that concealer brush just to make sure everything is smooth. That's another thing. Now, before we set, you want to make sure like everything is smooth, because how it looks before you set it is how it's going to look after you set it, period. Like, if you didn't make sure you blended everything out and it was just like seamless before you put that powder on top to set it into place, it's gonna look crazy. Like, if you still have like, if it's still like creasing, whatever, or like, let's see, you know, I just made a mark. If I don't fix that and I put powder on top, it's gonna look like that. And in order for you to fix that, you're gonna have to take that shit off and start over. Just make sure everything is just nice and blended. Everything is nice and blended. Take your time. If you feel like, oh, it's taking me so long to blend, it's okay. Take your time, because you are the Beyonce and you will get there when you get there. Now, just one more time, I'm going to go back in with my brush just to make sure everything is smooth. And then I'm going to use my Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Medium Deep to set under my eyes. Now I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution bronzer in the shade In Robe. These bronzer powders are low-key the truth. They're super inexpensive. and they really warm up the face nicely on dark skin tones. And so that's what I'm using to set that black opal foundation stick that we used. And this is also just going to help add a lot of warmth to my face. And I am going to add, you know, that to my nose as well. Now my OGs know what I'm about to use for blush, and it's burnt peppers. Purr. I love burnt pepper. You can get this from MAC, hopefully, because again, they love switching up all the good products. But I haven't shopped at MAC in a little minute. So, but yeah, burnt pepper is my favorite blush, and I'm about to show you why. Look at that, perfect. I could spread some holiday cheer with these cheeks. I'm gonna use another Jackie Aina's product, which is her highlighter in Le Bronze, and put that on the highest planes of my face where the light naturally hits. Alright girls, we almost done. So before I do my lips, I'm gonna go back to the eyes. I want to add some smokiness because I feel like it's a lot going on the lid. So I'm going to add some black underneath, well actually on my waterline, and a little underneath that too. We just want to kind of smudge that out with a brush. You see the difference that makes? That just really gave it the extra pizzazz this look needed. Okay, and then we gotta add some mascara to the bottom lashes. So pretty. Now for the lash, you want to find the most sickening, most dramatic lash in your collection. These lashes that I'm using are kind of like no name. They're from my vendor that I use, you know, when I order lashes for my clients. These really my client lashes, don't tell nobody. But get the most sickening lashes. Don't get no little wispies, because you know the girls love a wisp. It's not giving that. And add your most dramatic lash to this look. So yeah, these are some 25 jounts, you know, and we just bloop, pop her right on. Hold on, these might be a little too dramatic. Girl, where's you going? Oh, but that's tea though. Y'all think that's too much? Why would I? Hold on, I be putting these on my clients and they don't be looking this dramatic. Why is it giving me that tea? I guess it's giving go big or go home. Let me put the other lash on, child. I don't know, I might take these off. I ain't gonna hold you. My lashes are getting in the way. I know y'all like, what the moo? I cannot do that. We doing it today. I don't know why this lash over here is giving me too much. Y'all, this is too much. Y'all, these lashes are so extra, but they're so cute. It's very much giving the Grinch, stealing all the looks when I step outside. All right, for lips, I'm just using a brown liner. This is Chestnut from MAC, the go-to. Y'all know it's tea. And for lips, I'm using Taupe from MAC as well. It's gonna look really pretty with that green shadow. Honestly, I might not even do no gloss. I don't know. Let me see how I feel when I'm done. Taupe was the color all the girls wanted when Kylie first got her lip fillers. This is the color all the girls was giving. It's still pretty. I could do a little gloss. I'm just gonna use some cheap beauty supply store gloss, Nicka K. I be buying like 5 of them joints at a time. I keep like 2 in my kit, and I keep 1 in my pocket if it's cold outside, and 1 in my purse. Like, I do not play by my gloss. And I'm just gonna add that on top, just for some extra pizzazz. That is really pretty. I love this look. Okay guys, that's it for today's look. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if it's too extra or if it's just right. I'm here to stay. I'm not leaving y'all no more, so we can chit chat down in the comments. Also, make sure you like this video if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, sis.